It's time to focus on seniors with Helping Seniors TV. The television show designed to make you aware of senior issues and needs, as well as to acquaint you with the resources available to help you age in place and with dignity. Now, here's your host, Joe Steckler.
I'm Joe Steckler, and welcome to Helping Seniors, the television arm of Helping Seniors of Brevard County. Our show is designed to provide you with information on how to develop your own aging and care plans. Our topic today is Al Dia Today, bilingual newspaper. And joining me is Javier Molinares, publisher of Al Dia Today. Welcome, Javier.
It's my pleasure to be here, Joe. It's my honor to be here with you working in this great topic, which is helping seniors.
It's our privilege to have you, Javier. I think it's important. Many people don't understand that there are certain communities that wherever they go, they remain close-knit. And exactly. I have found that the people of Spanish ancestry, no matter where they go, their communities are very close communities. They take care of their own, they take care of their senior citizens.
Exactly.
And I think you do that.
Exactly, and that's something that I'm seeing here, especially in Brevard County, because when people who speak other languages, they get to a certain age, they start losing the English and going back to their own language. And sometimes they become isolated in the nursing home, assisted living facilities, because they start losing the English language and going back to their native language. And that's something that I'm working here in Brevard County at the Brevard Hispanic Center. That's an organization that I run, finding ways to help seniors. And I'm so happy that we're working together, that you're writing for our bilingual newspaper, Al Dia Today, about seniors, about what seniors can do to take advantage of the benefits that we offer here in Brevard County.
Well, I think it's important, Javier. I started the radio show in 2005, the TV show in 2005. I started a radio show in 2000, and we started our columns in Florida Today back in 2005, and continued for years. And we've continued. We're in our 16th year of being on the radio, on radio station WMEL. This is our 9. This is our 9th year of producing.
9th year working. Okay.
Yeah, nine years of doing this, and it's so important because a lot of people don't get the newspaper anymore. They get their thumbs. They get thumb carpal tunnel syndrome from working the
The good thing about Al Dia Today is that the newspaper is bilingual, and a lot of people use it as an educational tool. All the schools in Brevard County get the newspaper as an educational tool. That means that you can practice your Spanish or your English because you have the two languages there. You can use it for so many things. That's why I continue to publish the newspaper, because it's a need in the community. You can use it for many things.
Well, explain to people, our viewing audience, a little bit about your background, because I think people might be interested to know your background, how you got involved in publishing Al Dia Today, and what you have to accomplish.
Well, everything happens when I came to the United States. I came here when I was 18 years old, and I was those kind of Hispanics that come to the United States and they don't want to speak English. I didn't want to speak English at all. I was living in Miami, and I was driving trucks. I was making good money. I didn't have to speak English. But after 4 years, I feel like I was still in Colombia, where I'm from Barranquilla. And I said, you know what, I need to do something and integrate, find a way to learn English. And what I did, I joined the U.S. Army. I became a paratrooper of the 82nd Airborne Division. And before basic training, the U.S. Army sent me to English school.
Okay.
So I went to English school. After 6 months, I did my basic training. I did airborne school, infantry school, airborne school, and then I went to the 82nd. When I was in the 82nd, I did 2 years of college. After I didn't speak any English, I did 2 years of college. And when I got on active duty, I came to Brevard County and I went to Florida Tech. And at Florida Tech, I got my bachelor's degree in communication. And after I graduated, I started writing for Florida Today as an intern in the business section. I remember when I went to Florida Today and I thought I was going to be filing, helping reporters, and my great friend and mentor, Dave Berman, he was the business editor, but then he called me to his office and he asked me, you know, Javier, I want you to do this story about Panera Bread and Atlanta Bread. I want you to write it. I say, but Dave, I'm going to have to go there and interview people, to do the story. And he said, go ahead and do it. So I went over there, I did my interview, and I will never forget when I saw that article in Florida Today with my name. And I was like, wow, this is one of the greatest things that happened to me in here in the United States. And then when I was in Florida Today, I decided to do my own bilingual newspaper because I saw the need in the community to connect. And that happens when there was a Colombian restaurant that was opening in Palm Bay.
Okay.
And the Colombian restaurant, they were having trouble opening. They say that the city was discriminating them because they didn't want to let them open. So I talked to Dave, and I asked him if I could do the story, and he said, go ahead and do it. So I went and I interviewed the city of Palm Bay, and what they told me, they say, Javier, we are not discriminating anybody. The problem is that they don't speak any English, and we don't speak Spanish. So we have a communication problem. So I got in the middle. I helped the city and the people from the restaurant to communicate. And 10 days after the story came out, the restaurant opened. So I saw the need for a communication bridge to connect the Hispanic community with businesses, entities, civic organizations, government, and the people in general. And that's how...
That's how you started the paper?
Yes, that's how the bilingual newspaper started, and I started publishing.
A bilingual news, and my article's in there, and this time in both languages. But I have been writing for your paper just with the English version, but now you're going to do some of the things in English and Spanish, right?
It's in English and Spanish.
Okay.
So what you do when you do your column, you write it in English, and then I come and translate it and put it in both languages. Because we have a multicultural audience here, especially seniors. We have a lot of seniors coming from Puerto Rico, and they read mostly in Spanish.
Understand.
So,
that's something we don't think about, Javier. We still have a lot of senior citizens that come. We think that most of our immigrants are young people. That's not true.
Oh, no. And it's difficult when you come. It's like me. I came when I was 18. So I was able to go to school, learn the language. But you cannot tell a 60 years old, 50 years old citizen, United States citizens, because if you're from Puerto Rico, you automatically United States citizen, natural born United States citizen. And you cannot tell a senior 50, 60 years old that they need to speak the language. It's difficult to learn a language.
Okay.
So with the newspaper, we can let them know exactly what's going on with the different partners that I have in this great community. Let them know what's going on here so they can take advantage of the benefits that we offer here in Brevard County.
Well, that's something I think is really good, because now we have Al Dia Today, which addresses the Spanish community. We also have Ebony News Today, which addresses the Black community, and we have a Hometown News, which hits everybody, and then we have Senior Scene Magazine and Spotlight Magazine, which all of the newspapers and all these magazines are focusing on seniors, how to care for seniors.
Exactly.
And what we think is so important is information, education, and connecting with services and help. And if people don't know about it, they don't know how to ask for it.
Exactly. And that's a problem that we have here. And I'm working on it at the Brevard Hispanic Center. That's an organization where we help so many people there. That's what we do. We connect people regardless language barriers. What we do is we serve as a communication bridge between the person in need and the organizations that are willing to help them.
I thought it was something in the conversation we had before we started taping the show. You were talking about a program where you try to teach people coming into this country English.
Yes.
But I think it's just something that more of the viewing audience should know more about, because I think that we get so many complaints about people coming to the country that tend to want to speak their own language and not learn English, but that's not true in your case.
That's right. That's what we do. It's called the ELI program, the English Language Integration Program. And what we do is that the ELI program is that we partner with the schools of Brevard. They provide the ESOL teachers. And what we do is that we help individuals that went to school in other countries. We raise the level of English so they can work in the United States in what they went to school for. You don't want to see doctors cleaning dishes or cleaning apartments or doing works that are not related to their professional careers. You want to see doctors helping people. You want to see doctors helping individuals that are sick. You don't want to see them cleaning dishes. So what we do is that we raise their level of English and we help them get the license that they need, going through the process and all that, so they can serve. And that's what we do at the English Language Integration Program. Make sure that people learn the language and they're able to communicate, to work in what they went to school for.
Do you believe, Javier, that there's a maybe a barrier that people have to try to break, or we're not breaking that barrier? Or I think a number of people might think that people that come into this country don't want to learn the English language.
Well, I didn't want to learn the English language.
You did.
Hey, when I came, I say, I don't. But I was living in Miami. In Miami, everybody speaks Spanish.
Well, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question now. If you'd have known what the Army sent you to school for and learned the English language, would you still become a paratrooper?
Oh, no. I did it. Yeah, and that is not a good idea not to learn the language, because if you're here in the United States, you need to speak English to make it, especially here in Brevard County. What we have here in Brevard County is that we don't have low-level jobs. And if you want to go higher, you need to learn the language. Why? Because most of the supervisors speak only English. So you need to speak the language in order to get good jobs here in Brevard County.
You make a good point, Javier. You make a real point.
And it's important. That was one of the reasons I started the English Language Integration Program. Because if you're going to come to Brevard County, you need to speak English if you really want to move forward in life.
Not many people would say that. Not many people would say what you just said.
But they don't have a choice.
You think it's important, and you're right. The only people that can understand what seniors need or what we can do better are the people that care about what they try to do. You have to have something in here that says, I want to be a better citizen, or I want to understand what the other person is saying to me. I want to be clear in my communications. If we don't communicate...
Exactly, but we need to keep in mind, and that's something that I'm working on it at the Brevard Hispanic Center, is that when you go to a certain age, if you know English, you start losing your English and you go back to the native language. I've seen that in so many assisted living facilities and nursing homes, is that seniors, when they go to certain age, they start losing the English and they go back to the native language. And then they feel isolated because they cannot communicate with everybody else. And one of the things I'm doing, I'm opening a assisted living facility where we're going to help seniors like that, seniors that are losing the English, so we can help them in their own language when they go back to their own language. And that's something that we need to keep in mind. Yes, we need to speak English here, but at a certain age, you start losing the second language and you go back to your first language. And we need to consider that. We need to consider so we can help people like that so they don't feel isolated and excluded.
What are some of the things that you think are important that people know about Al Dia today itself as a newspaper, as a multilingual,
multicultural? Al Dia today is in Spanish and English. It's for everybody. Anybody can read it. It's not only for people that speak Spanish only, also people that speak English. And the topics that I cover here are topics that I want people that speak Spanish to know what's going on in the community. Okay. You see, because if I do only Spanish news, in news that you can see in the Hispanic networks, I'm not doing my job, because the idea is that they know about all the opportunities that we offer here in Brevard County. And that's why I do it in Spanish and English. So anybody can read it and anybody can understand how the different cultures integrate together.
But I like what you said about the school that you started, because too often we think that the people that come to this country are only going to do the lower paying jobs. They may start that way, and that's the way it happened 200 years ago.
And it's because of the English language. Yeah. It's because they don't speak English. But I'm telling you, there are so many professionals that come from other countries, very well prepared to do, but the only problem is the language barriers. And so what we do is that we raise that level of English so they can work in the United States in what they went to school for. And everybody's going to benefit. Everybody's going to benefit because we're going to have professionals offering great services here in our community.
That's amazing, because I've never heard of that. I've not heard of it. And I think
a lot of people that come from other countries, they come professionals, we come doctors, lawyers, people, engineers, people that are very, very well prepared. The only problem is the language barriers. So if we get that up a little bit, because many of them speak English, know English. The problem, they know English, they can read and write, but the problem is the speaking.
Can't speak it.
So what we do, we focus in conversation. We take that fear away from them so they can start.
That's bad. How long has that been in existence?
The program?
Yeah.
For 3 years.
3 years.
Well, we've been doing that for 3 years, and I'm getting ready to sign another year with the schools of Brevard so we can continue helping people.
I thought it was interesting that you said you're going to start an assisted living facility.
Yes, because I see the need. I see there is a lot of people, a lot of seniors that when they start losing their main language, they feel isolated in the nursing homes and assisted living facilities. And we're going to help people like that. We're going to help them feel comfortable in their environment, the food they like, the music they like, so they can have a nice life. Because even if we want to encourage the English language, when you get to that age, you start losing it. You start losing it and going back to the...
Do you believe that we have people in Brevard County because of a language barrier have not received services?
Exactly. And I'm so happy to connect with you. I'm already calling Kay all the time. Hey, I have this person, how can you help me? We're already helping people because I see that often because they don't speak the language, they don't know what to do. I know people that they've been 40 years in the United States as a permanent residence, and they haven't become citizens only because of the language barriers. People that have served our community, that have contributed so much to our great nation, but the only problem is that they don't speak the language and they cannot even become citizens. So we're helping people like that at the Brevard Hispanic Center.
I know that our information specialist, Kay, has encountered several ladies that are bilingual, and they have offered to help us translate.
Exactly.
Spanish-speaking people call in.
And
Kay has
anytime-
used them for that too.
Anytime you have a case like that, you can call me anytime and we can work it out.
I know you made an offer.
And we can work it out to help everybody. The idea is to help everybody. I have a great friend of mine, Christine Canavan. She said that the only minority, the biggest minority is the seniors. You always become that minority, and that's why we need to take so much care of the seniors.
I think it's important. Do you see, since you've been walking and talking with Kay as an information specialist, do you see any other ways that Aldea Today as a newspaper can help us promote what we're trying to get our information and education?
Anytime. What I wanna do, I'm gonna tell you right now in front of the cameras, I wanna have a special section only for seniors. And it's gonna be all about you. You're gonna write your column and you're gonna tell me about all the things that are going on in the community regarding seniors. I work with a lot of seniors in the military. When I got out, I became a member of the 82nd Airborne Division Association of paratroopers, and we 3 years ago created the Space Coast Paratroopers Association, where we give houses to wounded warriors. So I'm constantly working with seniors, and especially those in the military. So I'll be happy to do as much as I can to help that minority. As
so you understand, Javier, the need to work with individuals. Most people want programs, services to be in a grandiose level so that 50 or 100 or 200 people can be served. It's not that simple when you're facing a language barrier. It becomes more of a personal problem. And it takes people like you, it takes a paper like a multilingual newspaper
to inform.
But people in Brevard County need to know that this newspaper exists.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I've been doing this for 12 years. And if anybody can help me spread the word that we have this great bilingual newspaper in Brevard County, I will be so happy because we have so many people that we need to help.
Yeah. See, this is why that the Helping Seniors program has taken the lead in an advocacy group to promote what we're doing. And I'm sure that Kay is going to call you and ask you for a member to become part of the advocacy group because we need to do that.
Oh, yes. I'll be so happy to do it. I'm right there with you. I offer you my support, and anything that I can do for you and for the community, just let me know.
It's important because publishing newspapers and doing radio and television is important. It's a method of communicating. And I want you to come on our radio show because, people may see it on television, but if we take this television show like we're doing today and we take a radio show that we do and we archive that and put it on our database, and we go on Twitter, LinkedIn, and Facebook, and worldwide YouTube, you can have your community families tell people in Puerto Rico or any other community they come from.
You know what we can do? We can do like a version in Spanish for those who don't speak English, we can do like a 15 minutes show just telling about the services that we offer here in Brevard County. We do it in Spanish. Lo hacemos en español.
So that's an idea. What we need to do on our website is to get you to do a short introduction so people know what to
Exactly.
look for.
All the services that you offer in English, I can put it there in Spanish and let the people know that the services are available. Everything that we have. Even if you have a language barrier, we can find a way to communicate and make sure that you take advantage of those services.
It's important. You publish roughly 15,000 of those papers every month, and a lot of people read them. And if we help 20 people, 5 people, 100 people, it does make a difference. What we are doing, Javier, is helping people understand that there are more people that need our help.
Exactly.
And I think that's one of the concepts when I first met you that I liked about what you were trying to do in the community. We're almost out of time, but quickly, do you still have your doctor come to your offices?
Oh yes, that's something that we do at the Brevard Hispanic Center. We have a clinic there, a volunteer clinic. Dr. De La Cruz, he's a great doctor here. We see patients that don't have medical insurance. We have a lot of people without medical insurance. They go over there to the center and we help them. And if we cannot help them, we connect them with other great organizations like Brevard Health Alliance and Space Coast Volunteers in Medicine. We all work together to help the patient.
Okay, we're out of time. But I think it's important, Javier, that people know that help is available, but you have to call to find out what that help is, correct?
Exactly.
Okay. We're out of time, Javier, and I want to thank you, viewer, for watching today's episode of Helping Seniors. I'm Joe Steckler. Thank you for joining our program today. I'd like to remind you that our senior information line is available to you at 321-473-7770. There you can get help and direction that could be helpful for your specific situation or circumstances. The work of helping seniors is very important, but we can't do it alone. That is why our sponsors here in Brevard County are so important. I'd like to thank our many area sponsors, businesses and medical providers who support the mission of helping seniors that help us carry the cost of our media efforts. If you'd like to join us either as a business partner or simply donate as an individual, we would welcome your call at 321-473-7770. You are always welcome to visit our website at www.helpingseniorsofbrevard.org. Thanks so much for your help. It does make a difference.